Discretion is advised. Your mama black.
This program contains language and sequences some viewers may find disturbing.
Right! And other news this morning, and this is awful. A 3-year-old and a 4-year-old are hurt in a shooting overnight. They were sitting in a car at a gas station when someone started shooting. Jessica D'Onofrio, live with the latest from Stroger Hospital. Jess?
Terrell, there are calls this morning for justice as 2 children continue to recover here at Stroger Hospital. They are expected to be okay, but the shooter is still on the loose. From the sight of the car windshield, it's hard to believe anyone inside could have survived.
I was serving my customers and I heard some noise. I thought it's firecracker, but, because I work inside.
This gas station clerk, who is too afraid to show his face, says he's used to the gunfire and gangs in the Brighton Park neighborhood.
It's, we get habituated to it, It's normal in this area,
The shooting happened last night at around 10:45 while he was on duty at the Golo gas station at 35th and California. 2 teenagers pumped some gas with 2 children in the car.
Yeah, he drove away and somebody stopped in front of his car and they started shooting at.
The shooting happened out of surveillance camera view. Then the bullet-riddled car drove from the gas station to 38th and Francisco. Police say a 3-year-old girl had cuts to her face from flying glass. A 4-year-old boy had a graze wound to his arm, and a 17-year-old boy was shot in the back, critically wounded. An 18-year-old man was also shot in the hand.
As you look at this vehicle and see over 12 holes inside of this car, give us a call or give the Chicago Police Department a call, and let's put these perpetrators where they belong and get them off the street. This is no way coming up to Thanksgiving. If you look at this car, they're very lucky to be alive.
According to a source, both of the teenagers who were hurt in this shooting are documented gang members. Reporting live at Stroger Hospital, Jessica D'Onofrio, ABC 7 Eyewitness.
There's something wrong with the black man's mind. There's something wrong with his mind.
Your mama black.
The nigga ain't got no sense. You niggas are crazy.
Shocking in the Atlanta neighborhood, and now police are telling us a convicted killer is again incarcerated for this new crime. Jeffries Anderson is accused of killing a man who walked in on a home burglary. Tonight, the victim's family members are saying they're relieved Anderson is off the streets. Ryan Kruger now joins us with more on the suspect's long history of arrests. Ryan?
Yeah, Melissa, that suspect spent more than a decade in prison for manslaughter. He's also the main suspect in a series of burglaries across the metro area. One of those burglaries turned deadly. As they prepare to spend their first holidays without their loved one, the family of Alex Newton tells me they're thankful that a suspect is finally in jail. Atlanta police arrested Jeffries Anderson. Investigators say DNA evidence found at the scene matches his.
I do want to tell you that Mr. Anderson is no stranger to criminal acts.
This is Anderson's past mugshot from when he was convicted of manslaughter and possession of meth in DeKalb County. He spent 12 years in prison, being released in 2012. Anderson also has a warrant out for his arrest in Cobb County for burglary.
So obviously he's been burglarizing other communities as well, not just our city, but some of the other local jurisdictions around here.
Police believe that Anderson may have broken into a number of homes around the East Atlanta Village recently. On October 31st, investigators say Anderson randomly broke into Alex Newton's apartment. Newton and a friend came home, fought with the suspect before Anderson shot and killed Alex Newton.
There's nobody's at fault here, but I just would encourage anybody. Same thing I told my kid the same day this happened. Son, if you come home in your apartment and the door's kicked open, don't go inside. Don't go inside. Just nothing's inside of that place that's worth you getting hurt.
And investigators say they've received a flood of Crime Stopper tips, thanks in large part to surveillance video that a neighbor recorded. I'll show you how police say that video was incredibly helpful coming up tonight at 6.
You need to know before you go to the ATM, and it comes just hours after a 70-year-old man was shot in a bank parking lot. Eyewitness News reporter Eric Hong is live at Stroger Hospital. That's where that man is recovering now. Eric?
Alan, at last word, that victim was in critical but stable condition. The motive for the shooting is still being investigated, but it comes on the heels of a rash of armed robberies of ATM customers. It happened in this bank parking lot, feet from an ATM. Gunfire erupting during the lunch hour near North and Kimball on this bustling commercial block.
I'm in shock that this even happened right here in broad daylight, actually. At broad daylight. That's very shocking.
Police say the 70-year-old victim was shot in the side after scuffling with an armed man, the shooter fleeing in a white sedan. Was it a botched robbery? Police tonight can't say. But after the shooting, police issued a community alert, warning of a recent rash of armed robberies nearby. The crimes all occurring a short drive from today's shooting in the last 2.5 weeks. Most of the victims had just withdrawn money from an ATM.
It's scary because nowadays you can even go not even to a bank and take out your own money or nothing because, you worry somebody, might attack you.
Tonight, with many needing cash for this holiday weekend, a reminder to be aware.
It's dangerous out here. Watch your reviews, don't travel alone. It's really sad. I mean, it's the holiday, everybody needs to be careful.
Police have no one in custody in today's shooting, but they are looking at surveillance video from that bank and from nearby businesses. Live at Stroger Hospital, Eric Hong, ABC 7.
At 5, DeKalb County police are hoping surveillance images will help them to track down a person of interest. This is in a homicide investigation. Police are telling us a woman's body was found the 18th of November inside a room at the Quality Inn and Suites that's on Snapfinger Road in Decatur. Investigators later determined she had been strangled. This afternoon, police released these surveillance images of a person of interest and also a vehicle that person may be driving. If you know anything, please
Man charged in connection with the death of an Horry County taxi cab driver appeared today in court.
Authorities charged Lloyd Pertelli III with accessory after the fact to felony murder. He's 18 from Conway. Conway police say David John Bennett was found shot to death Monday morning inside his taxi on Dillon Street. Bennett was 54 from Conway. The judge gave Pertelli a $75,000 bond. He's also required to wear a GPS monitoring device, and we just learned he's already out on bond.
News 13's Taylor Herlong was inside the courtroom when the judge granted the bond this morning. After the hearing, David Bennett's family spoke exclusively with Taylor. Taylor?
The family was very emotional after that decision from the judge was handed down. They call the murder of their father, David Bennett, senseless. And they say they're still in complete shock.
I can't believe I'm here right now doing this. Like, it hits me, it comes and goes. I don't know how I'm going to do this now.
Through tears, the children of David Bennett told me the last few days have been nothing short of a nightmare.
I just want my daddy back. That's what I want. My sister came from New Hampshire. She hasn't seen him in 6 years, and she saw him for the first time. It's cold.
Early Monday morning, their father was found shot to death in his taxi cab near Dillon Street in Conway.
It's not okay for anybody to do this to anybody, to think that I just buried my best friend a year ago, to think that I had to be there for her family, and now I just don't know what to do for mine.
Conway police arrested 18-year-old Lloyd Edward Pertelli for accessory after the fact to felony murder. And Wednesday, he was granted a $75,000 bond.
I don't have hate. I don't have a bit of hate in my body. And a lot of people probably think I'm crazy for saying that, but I don't even hate the people, I want to say, that took my father's life.
Bennett's children say now they're left to bury their father, and because of that, they have one message.
Don't take your family for granted.
Just tell your parents you love them every day. Make sure that you tell them, and never underestimate your parents.
Now the three say they wait for justice, and until then, they won't have closure.
We would do anything to have our daddy back. We can't.
Bennett's children tell me he was the kind of man who would do anything for anyone, and now they're asking for help from you. They say if you know anything, please call Conway Police. Reporting for News 13, I'm Taylor Herlong.
This is News Channel 11 at 5. I'm Josh Smith.
And I'm Sarah Dyma. We'll have much more on that tragic bus crash in just a few moments. But first, we have breaking news out of Elizabethton tonight, where a 3-year-old child's death has landed his stepfather on the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation's 10 Most Wanted list. The TBI added Demetrius Covington to that list just within the last hour. Elizabethton police had been searching for Covington after his stepchild went to the hospital with serious injuries. That child passed away today, and Covington now faces first-degree murder charges. If you have information that can help police find Demetrius Covington, you need to contact your local law enforcement.